Eva Vardingerbroek lives in the Netherlands, which has long been Europe's biggest food producer. Now it's the global center of the bug food industry. She joins us tonight for an update on what it's like to subsist on crickets. Eva, thanks so much for joining us. So your country, the Netherlands, is famous for its agricultural output. Now it's famous for insects. This feels like the leading edge of a global trend. Do you think that it is?
Absolutely, there's no surprise there. I mean, my country really is, sadly, the pilot country for an organization like the World Economic Forum. We are sort of the tester kit of the 2030 agenda. So the fact that we, the second largest exporter of agricultural products in the world, our nation with such a rich farming history is now cracking down on its farms and opening insect factories should be of no surprise to you. And you know, this is not something that is just going to affect the food supply of the Netherlands. Like I said, we're the second largest exporter of agricultural products in the world after America. So this will influence the food supply worldwide. And we've spoken to farmers who said, well, this could lead to actual starvation if we're not careful.
I have to ask about the role of the population in this, since purportedly the Netherlands, like the United States, is a democracy. Do the people of the Netherlands want to eat bugs? Is this happening because there was a popular outcry, bring us more bugs?
No, of course not. Nobody's being asked. And I think that that's the point, you know. Nobody really inherently wants to eat bugs. When we think about bugs, we, crawly things, nobody wants to eat that.
Right.
But they're telling us that it's good for the climate, that this is the way that we can save the planet. And that little steak that you have on your plate that gives you some joy in life is that what actually ruins the world. And of course, none of that is true. I think that the push for insect eating is just a compliance test. Because our politicians know that when they control the food, they control the people.
Welcome back to Seed Time and Harvest. Today I'm going to be talking about a crisis food and your favorite, potatoes. Now, how do we get to here? How do we get this beautiful potato? Let me first ask you a question. I'm pretty sure many of you have seen something like this in your kitchen counter, right? Or wherever you store your potatoes. What do you do with it? Do you throw it in the trash or cut off the sprouts and cook it? If that's what you do, don't do that. Don't just cut off the sprouts and cook it. And don't throw it away either, because you're throwing away money. This is of great value for you, especially when you're on your gardening journey. But how do we get to here? Well, like many people, even myself, long time ago, I used to purchase seed potatoes. So you can get your potatoes in a bag at your regular big box store. Now, this bag has 5 potatoes. 5 potatoes. For how much? $3.24. Can you imagine? Just 5 potatoes. That's not a good deal. But at the same grocery store, if you go to the regular produce section, you can get a 10-pound bag of potatoes for a little over $7. Which one makes more sense to you? Me personally, I will buy the 10-pound bag of potato. So how do I get my 10-pound bag of potato to a sprouting potato? Well, you know, spring is coming. The time for putting your potatoes in the ground is quickly approaching, and we need to seed our potato. A lot of people don't know that onions and apples have ethylene gas. What this gas does is basically ripens the fruit. And so you'll notice that if you have your apples or your onions and you put it with a banana or mango or even melon, your fruit will rot even before they are ripe. If you have onions or have apples, don't store them next to the rest of your produce. Store them in a separate place, except for when you need to sprout your potatoes. When you look at the potato, you will see it has little eyes. I call them little eyes, where the shoots are going to start to come out. Each eye, once it grows, will be an individual plant. So the more eyes you see on your potato, the better it is. Within a few moments of adding your apples and your onions to your potato bin, when you do that, you will encourage your potatoes to sprout. I'm going to show you what to do next with those. When spring comes around and it's time to get your potato started, you're just going to get your seed potato that you sprouted on your own. You did not have to purchase it at the store. And I'm going to show you how to section it, okay? So with this potato, actually, as you can see, we have 4 nodules that have sprouted. That will give us 4 plants. Yes, if you have a lot of potatoes, you can just put this potato directly in the soil and plant it as is. But if you don't have a whole lot, I'm going to show you what to do. And it's very simple. You're going to get your potato, and then you're going to do surgery on your potato. So we're going to sprout so that each nodule will have a little bit of potato to feed it until the root starts to grow. Okay, so with the first one over here, I'm going to cut right here. That's 1 plant. Turn it over. Cut this side. You have 2 plants. We'll cut this one in the middle. Now we have 4 plants. From here, you do not want to put this directly in the soil. I repeat, do not put this directly in the soil. You have a whole lot of life, a whole lot of bugs, a whole lot of microorganisms in the ground that are waiting for food. This potato secreting all this juice is food for bugs, okay? What you will do, you're going to just let your potato sit on the counter for about 24 hours. After 24 hours, the potato will dry out. The cut part of it will dry. Your surgery scar will basically start the healing process. It will look brown and it will feel smooth to the touch. From there, you're going to put your potato in the ground. You can put it deep just so that a little bit of the shoot is above ground. Put it in your container. You're going to cover it. Eventually, your potato plant will start to flourish, which is a good sign. And then you're going to add soil to mound up your potato. These stay in a pot or in your garden for about 4 to 5 months. When you see the leaves of your potato plant starts to dry up, then you know harvest is ready. Wait, I know I'm always impatient. Sometimes I harvest potatoes even before the plant dries down. But the longer they stay, the bigger your tubers will be. The plants will start to die down. All the energy will grow towards your tubers getting really, really big. When the plant is fully dry, then you can either turn your bucket over, you can get your shovel, and it's harvest time. That's the time we look forward to. And so again, another simple way to regrow your food. Get your potatoes, you sprout them using your onions or your apples. No more buying seed potatoes. Within 4 to 5 months, you can have a wonderful harvest. All right, thank you so much for joining us on Seed Time and Harvest. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comment below. Happy planting!